Okay, let's dive right into our explainer on one of the world's most dynamic and, frankly, complex cities. We're going to build a blueprint of Hong Kong, starting from the ground up.
So here we are, Hong Kong, or Shangang. The name itself is this fusion of influences. It's a place that way back in 2001 officially branded itself Asia's World City. And you know what? We're about to find out exactly what that really means.
Here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with the very foundation, the land and climate. Then we'll get into the people, the economic engine that makes it all run, what it's actually like to live there, and finally, we'll wrap it all up by looking at its one-of-a-kind identity.
All right, first up, let's look at the basic building blocks that define Hong Kong, its physical land and its subtropical climate. These are the assets, and also the constraints it has to work with.
The entire territory fits into just over 1,100 square kilometers. Now, for a city with such a massive global reputation, that is a remarkably small canvas to paint on.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Despite its reputation as a concrete jungle, a huge chunk of that land, about 40%, is actually protected green space. A lot of this is because the terrain is super steep and rugged, but this creates this incredible city of stunning natural beauty living right alongside extreme urbanism.
So here's the direct result of that. All that protected green space forces its residents into one of the most densely packed urban environments on the entire planet. We're talking about 6,900 people per square kilometer. The city can't really grow out. It has no choice but to grow up.
And that density isn't spread out evenly at all. As you can see, the new territories make up the vast majority of the land, but the population is intensely concentrated on the much smaller Hong Kong Island and Kowloon Peninsula. That's the historic heart of the city.
The city's climate is really a tale of two seasons. The winters are just beautiful, mild, sunny. A lot of people say it's the best time of year. But then summer hits and it is a totally different story. It gets intensely hot, humid, and it's the peak season for tropical cyclones. About 80% of the entire year's rainfall falls in just a few months.
Okay, so we've got the lay of the land. Now, let's talk about the people who live in this unique space and how they've shaped its past, its present, and its future.
Hong Kong's modern story is just this whirlwind of constant transformation. It was really forged by waves of migration after 1949, which provided the manpower for a huge manufacturing boom. And then it strategically pivoted again after the 1997 transfer of sovereignty to become the global service hub that we know today.
Now, this whole modern era, it's all governed by this one core principle: one country, two systems. This is the constitutional foundation of modern Hong Kong. It's a really unique arrangement that was designed to let it keep its distinct capitalist economy and its own legal system, separate from mainland China, for at least 50 years.
So if you look at the population today, you see a highly developed and rapidly aging society. It's got 7.5 million people, a median age over 46, and, get this, some of the highest life expectancies anywhere on Earth. That really says something about its public health system.
In this chart right here, it perfectly illustrates Hong Kong's role as a cultural connector. Now, Cantonese is absolutely the dominant language you'll hear every day, but the widespread official use of English and the growing use of Putonghua are absolutely vital for its role in global business and as a gateway to the mainland.
So what powers the city? Let's dive into the economic engine. It's an economy that was really built on a unique philosophy of free trade, low taxes, and pretty minimal government intervention.
Hong Kong's modern economy really rests on these four pillars. And as you can see, they are all service-oriented. They just leverage the city's incredible location, its world-class infrastructure, and its deep pool of talent.
A huge part of its strategy today is to position itself as the super connector. Basically, to be the essential link between the massive, dynamic Greater Bay Area market in southern China and, well, the rest of the world.
And when we say that market is huge, we mean it's enormous. Hong Kong is the main financial and legal gateway to an economic region with a population and a GDP larger than many developed countries. This role is absolutely central to its economic future.
So, we've talked about the land, the people, the economy, but what is it actually like to live in this vertical city? Let's look at two defining and really sharply contrasting parts of the daily experience.
First, you've got this efficiency in its public life that is almost legendary. The public transport system is incredible, with the MTR railway hitting a nearly perfect 99.9% on-time rate, while carrying over 5 million people on a normal weekday. That's just mind-blowing.
But, and this is a really big but,
That remarkable public efficiency stands in sharp contrast to the very real challenges of private life. The issue of housing, where extreme costs have created this huge disparity, has been described by some with this really powerful quote.
And the scale of this challenge is just immense. I mean, think about it. Nearly half the entire population lives in some form of public housing, but the average wait time for a rental unit is over 5 years. The government is pushing hard with long-term plans to build hundreds of thousands of new units to tackle this persistent shortage.
Okay, so let's pull all of these threads together. What does it all add up to? Let's talk about Hong Kong's unique hybrid identity and its place in the world moving forward.
The city's identity is this really sophisticated, complex blend of its deep Chinese roots and its long history as an international crossroads. This has created a one-of-a-kind cultural hybrid, a place that is both a strategic gateway to China and a global hub built on the rule of law and free trade.
And this leaves us with a really big, forward-looking question. For a city that was forged by its unique geography, its history of trade, its intense density, and its hybrid culture, how will it continue to adapt, to innovate, and to thrive in the decades ahead? That right there is the question that will define its future.